So, good afternoon, fellow travelers. This was me 5 years ago. This was how I was looking and feeling. I was a businessman, a CEO of a construction firm, and owner of several companies. I had about 100 people working for me. Now, as you can see, I wasn't the happiest man alive. On the outside, I had everything. Money, status, a beautiful wife, but on the inside, I felt a void. Something wasn't right. Yes, I got hair. Yeah, I had hair. Something wasn't right. Something was missing. I felt empty. Even though I looked dominant, materialistic, arrogant maybe, I felt small and insignificant on the inside. And lucky for me, one day fate struck. I lost my job, my company, and then my beautiful wife, after 8 years together, decided it was enough and she left. I hit rock bottom. My family and friends held their breath, afraid I would go down in alcohol, women, and drugs, but the opposite happened. The opposite happened. Suddenly, I was able to change. I remember one day sitting on the toilet, crying out the name of my ex-wife on the toilet of all places, crying out the name of my ex-wife, and suddenly my ego could not take the pain and the stress anymore, and it snapped. I felt like an iceberg, and the rotten parts sank into the ocean, and from underneath came the new me. I started to look for answers. Answers in religions, in mystics, in traditions, started to read, but they couldn't satisfy me. I wanted more. So I found my first meditation teacher, a 75-year-old former Buddhist monk. And then things really started to change. In 6 months' time, I lost 30 kilos of body weight and 30 kilos of ego. Suddenly I was able to change my behavior, to diminish fears, and to become a happy, compassionate human being. The void inside filled up, and I started to enjoy life, something that was never possible before. The addictions, smoking, drinking, sex, alcohol, they disappeared. Now, how was this possible? How could a person change so profound and so completely? How could I change so completely? So I decided to dedicate my life to find out the secret of my change. Because if it worked for me, it can work for you. It can work for mankind. I started to travel the world and found the love of my life, and she started to travel with me. And together, we went straight to the source. Spent a lot of time in Asia, India, Nepal, Thailand. We spent 2 years in Vietnam, where we ran a center for consciousness development. We coached and trained people from, I think, 26 different nationalities. Russian, American, Australian, well, never Romanian. No, I'm sorry, but what can still happen, right? Japanese, Malaysian. We researched and are in the process of researching about 33 methods, from very traditional to very modern, on life quality and consciousness development. Nowadays, we train and coach companies and individuals in life improvement, quality of life, consciousness development, and we do it all over the world. We work in 8 different countries, and the 2 of us now became the 3 of us since our 14-month-old son, Chezen, joined us. Now, you may think meditation is a bit airy-fairy, a bit out there. So let me tell you a fact. Did you know the corporate world embraced meditation? Meditation is common. In Silicon Valley, most organizations have meditation or mindfulness programs for their staff. And the most famous one is one of the 11 mindfulness programs Google has for their staff. It's called Search Inside Yourself. Now, to me, the first time I heard that, that was hilarious. Google, the search engine giant, has a mindfulness program called Search Inside Yourself. But it's a hot program, very popular, about 500 engineers on the waiting list as we speak. And Google created the program together with Stanford University. So the whole program is scientifically substantiated. And what Google did in the West, Samsung did in the East. In the East, Samsung created, together with one of the University of Seoul, Korea, their own mindfulness program for their staff. And did you know, even the US Marine Corps has a mindfulness program called Mental Fit, MFit. And they even work with PTSD veterans. Now, why do all these corporates and organizations embrace mindfulness and meditation? Well, the answer can be found in science. Have you ever heard of the term neuroplasticity of the brain? Anyone? Neuroplasticity? Yes. Neuroplasticity, or definition could be whatever you think of, do, or pay attention to changes the structure of your brain. Now think about the implications of that. Whatever you think of, every thought, every action, and whatever you pay attention to actually changes your brains. And what turns out to be the greatest, most sophisticated attention training in the world? Mindfulness meditation. Scientists from Harvard, Stanford, and other prestigious universities have researched the effect of meditation on the brain. And it turned out to be profound. Meditation increases focus. Meditation diminishes fears. Meditation develops the parts of the brain that can be associated with compassion and empathy. And meditation leads to self-awareness. A meditator is able to look inside to thoughts, emotions, reactions, behavior. They become aware of what's going on inside of them, and with that they are become able to regulate themselves. Now, a person who can regulate themselves in any situation develops self-esteem. So here we are, a method that actually trains people in self-esteem, in taking initiative, in improving team and customer relationships, in overall well-being and happiness. No wonder corporate world, organizations have embraced mindfulness and meditation, because it's no mambo jumbo. It's all scientifically proven, substantiated, and still tested and researched. Now, who here has ever experienced meditation, a mindfulness meditation, firsthand? Raise your hand, please. Oh, a few of you. Good. Well, we do an exercise. For the first time in a brain train, we will meditate together. And we'll keep it basic. We'll do basic exercises to get you going. Mindfulness meditation. Now, please place your hand either on your abdomen, on your belly. Place your hand on your belly. If you're breathing in the right way, your belly is going up and down. If not, you're breathing in your chest. Now, the lungs go all the way down here. If you're breathing your chest, you're taking in a little bit of oxygen, and you're sending stress signals to your brain. If you breathe with your belly, you breathe all the way into your lungs, and you send relaxation signals into your brain. Now, meditation is a lot about being in the now, being fully in the current moment. Now, you carry something around all day long that can help you to be in the now. Everywhere you go, you take it with you. And that something is called your body. Because your body can never be in the past and never be in the future. It can only be right here, right now. So when you connect to your body, it can be your breath, it can also be your foot, your feet. When you connect to your body, you enter now. And you become able to be aware, to pay attention to thoughts, emotions, reactions, to become self-aware. Now have a look at your neighbor, please. Have a look at your neighbor and take a mental picture, a before picture of how he or she looks. Okay. Now close your eyes and keep your hand on your abdomen. Even when you are experienced, we'll do it together. And just be mindful, pay attention to the rising and falling of your abdomen. Rising when you breathe in, falling when you breathe out. Wonderful. Now we'll expand this exercise. We'll expand to become mindful of our thoughts. So in the next part of the exercise, please count your thoughts, and I will count down. We'll do it for 20 seconds. Count your thoughts, all the thoughts that occur in the current moment. Now be sharp, because even a thought of a thought, such as, not many thoughts here, huh? It is a thought, okay? So I will count down 3 to 1 and give you 20 seconds to count your thoughts. There we go. 3, 2, 1, go. And stop. Open your eyes, please. How many thoughts did you have?
I think 4.
4?
Yeah.
How many thoughts did you have? 3. How many thoughts did you have? 6? 7? Who had more than 20?
I had 20.
You had 20? You have a busy day, huh? Yeah, you're organizing. Yeah, you have a busy... Okay, so the amount of thoughts you counted actually don't say that much. On a busy day you have more, on a quiet day you have less. The importance of this exercise is, if you are able to count your thought, that means there is a space between you and your thoughts. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to count them. So if there is a space between you and your thoughts, it means you don't need to act or react to every thought. It means you can have a choice. A thought passes by and you can choose to take it yes or no. Most people, thought comes and they start either thinking about the thought or acting according to the thought. Same works for your emotions, behavior, reactions to people around you. Mindfulness meditation, from all methods that we researched, for us, it's the most profound, most easy to apply method that helps people to become more self-aware, more self-regulating, more confident, develop more self-esteem. Einstein, the famous scientist, you already quoted him today, he had a quote. He said, "You cannot solve a problem on the same level of thinking you created it. You have to think anew." I'd like to modernize that quote. I'd like to change it into, you cannot solve a problem on the same level of consciousness it was created on. You have to move into a different level of consciousness. Simple. When you are in a maze and you cannot find the exit, it's difficult to find the exit on that level. But if you change your consciousness and move into a watchtower, you can overlook the maze and find the exit. When I was caught in my old personality, I was caught in addictions, in behavior, in fears, and limited beliefs. And on that level of consciousness, I couldn't get out. Whatever I tried to change, it wouldn't work. But when I had my breakthrough, and due to the meditation afterward, I could change my consciousness and let my problems go. And they disappeared. 30 kilos in 6 months. Now, what would this mean to mankind? What if we can change our current problems, human trafficking, overpopulation, deforestation, by changing or altering our level of consciousness? Could we simply let them go? I believe that if the world starts to meditate today, we can make that change in consciousness. And we can solve all problems that we created in our current level of consciousness. Now have a look at your neighbor, please. What is he or she looking like right now? More relaxed? More calm, more open maybe? Because if this method can change a person in 20 seconds, think about what this potential can do for mankind in time. So let's start meditating today. Let's start meditating right now and have a rise in consciousness. Thank you.